we're not going to wait. You've been waiting long enough. We've got an incredible panel who are not just stars. They're like intergalactic superstars. And I am so excited to bring to the stage Josh Brolin, Lee Pace, and Zoe Saldana!
Oh, sorry.
Bye.
All right, we're going to have to...
Hey, guys.
Here they come. Here they come. You got to keep clapping, though. Hey, hey. Lee, you're right here. Zoe, you're in the middle. And Josh, you're
We're
right
so
here.
sorry, you guys. We were like
We were
old
talking.
farts that we are. We were like backstage, like totally like brain farting. And then everybody's like, it's you guys. We ran on stage. Hi, everybody.
All right. This is amazing. I'm really excited to be back on stage with you, but also this is to be with two noobs, two new fan experience, two new Ace Comic-Con, just superstars. I gotta ask, how's it going?
It's going great. I have to say, I love you guys, and just to see your energy and how much you guys support everything that we do, because everything that we do is for you guys. It just repurposes me all over again, and it makes me just want to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning for 5 hours to become Gamora all over again for you guys.
I feel like I'm auditioning a little bit, and I'm hoping you guys give me the role. So, no, it's great. What was that? Right on, right here. Really, really nice to be here. Thank you.
So, all right, there's a little movie that has just been re-released. I think you guys know what it is. Avengers Endgame. Yeah, both y'all, you were in, but also you're in the universe. You had Captain Marvel this year. Congratulations for...
Wait, so Avengers is re-released?
It has been re-released because...
Wow.
So this question is kind of for Zoe, it's kind of not for
I love
Zoe.
how you say because, and then there's like a ... afterwards. It's re-released because...
So there's a little bit of a horse race going on. So I have to congratulate you for being in 2 of the globally top grossing movies of all time. And I feel like so you're a mother of twins, so I also feel like you understand having 2 babies there that you want to root for both of them, but it's like, it's a win-win situation?
It has to be. There's no Sophie's choice here. I'm proud of both movies, and and like I said, like I feel really caught in the middle. So I hope they keep like taking it from each other, you know.
It's a really good middle to be caught in.
It totally is.
Yeah.
So for everyone here, you've now had an opportunity to see Endgame, and I asked this to the other panel yesterday. Endgame and the way Marvel does movies in such an articulate way, and we were talking about this, how nobody really knows the entire script and nobody really knows everything that's happening until they sit down and watch the final product. What was your first reaction when you saw the final product, when you saw all this work come to a culmination?
Well, I mean, there's 2 movies, right? So there's Endgame and there's Infinity War. I mean, there's a lot more movies than that. There's 20 more movies than that. But with Infinity War, I have a tendency to forget sometimes. So when you're doing scenes and you're in that scene and then they're giving you fake scenes and you're not sure which scenes are fake or what they're trying to confuse because they don't want anybody to say anything that's really important that's going to get out there. So when I was watching Infinity War at the premiere and people started disappearing, I didn't know what was happening. And then I looked over at Hemsworth, and Hemsworth looked at me at the premiere and he went like this. So basically it was like the world is going to hate you, and that makes me very, very happy. And then Endgame came along, and Endgame, there's so much fit into Endgame that we were there with a lot of fans at the premiere, so it was really fun to see people reacting to that organically. You know, some were having small strokes, but other than that, it was...
I mean, there was a lot of crying.
A lot of crying, huge reactions.
What about y'all?
I mean, it was It was bittersweet for me because I've been such a fan of Avengers, and then when I finally got to be a part of them, you know, their ending, like it was like Endgame. But I felt very grateful that everybody, also the critics, received it so positively, and I loved it. I loved the way the Russo brothers gave us an end to the whole Avengers saga. I do miss Iron Man. I miss him a lot, but they brought me back, so. I hope, I guess.
But I felt like as a fan watching it, it's like I actually didn't know what was going to happen when I watched the movie. And how many times do you have that experience when you go to the movies? You know, because like movies have like there's like a rhythm to them, there's a predictability to them. But in that movie, there was like you actually just don't know what's going to happen. You know, it's like only in Avengers can things go back in time? Can you go out into space? It's like anything.
And Doctor Strange just makes it all strange for us all the time.
So do any of y'all, because I know you have, everyone kind of has a tradition. Y'all have all of you have long legacies of amazing movies and really iconic characters. Do you have a tradition that you have when you go see a movie for the first time, or even for a second time when it's not the premiere, with your family and loved ones?
I mean, you mean like a large popcorn and a bag of Raisinets? Like,
I mean, does that work? I mean, if that's your
my
tradition.
ritual. that's my tradition.
I always go to the bathroom before the movie starts.
This is very, very wise, particularly for Endgame. Very wise. Solid advice.
I know, we're like passing each other toilet paper in the bathroom. Like, here you go.
And it takes like going to see it, you know, a couple years after it's made to really enjoy it. Because when I'm watching it after it's just been made, you're thinking, oh, that's the day that happened, and why are they using that take? What's going on? You know what I mean? But after, if you give it a little bit of time, you can actually watch it and appreciate it, you know, outside actually making the movie, you know?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Speaking of, you jumped back into a younger version of Ronan this year. For Marvel Studios' Captain Marvel. How did it feel reprising the character, but also how did you tweak the character, specifically from your perspective? Fans always have an opportunity to have a perspective of what they saw that was different, but you, as being in the movie, how did you prepare to tweak that
One
character?
thing I found really interesting was to learn about the Kree more. Because when Guardians of the Galaxy, we saw Ronan as kind of a radical, kind of moving away from the Kree, and it was interesting to kind of learn about that society and kind of learn about how he fits into that world. But it was, you know, such a treat to come back. I was doing a play in New York at the time that was really punishing. Oh, thank you for seeing that. And so I kind of flew out to LA on a Monday and, you know, shot a bunch of scenes, and it was just so nice to be not doing the play for a day and have a good time with this.
Was your costume just as heavy as it was the last time?
Oh yeah, just as heavy, and like all the makeup. But I guess I didn't have the black this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the makeup and, you know, the contacts, and I said last time we were together, it's the most disorienting thing in the world playing Ronan, because I never act with other people. I just kind of act with marks of tape and kind of a green screen, and I can't really move in the costume or see anything.
But you look very menacing.
Oh yeah.
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 But you're so good too. Like we
I
met
am.
for the first time yesterday.
Yeah, we had
And
whole
you were
scenes
so
together.
soft-spoken, I was confused. And then I went back to my hotel room and I YouTubed you.
You were like, we had scenes
I did.
together.
I'm not kidding. This is not like a funny joke, and I YouTubed you, and then I watched our scenes together, and I was like, wow, man, he's really good. Like, you should definitely pursue this.
You know what? I am actually.
I would say we were just saying earlier today that while we were shooting, we never saw each other.
We never did. I never knew what you looked like.
Yeah, like while we were shooting.
Until we were at the
completely-
premiere. No, I did not. I was just like, oh, he's my brother? He looks mean. and then I see you at the premiere of Guardians, and I was like, oh my God, Leah's so cute.
I'm not that mean.
You know what?
I have to say, I was joking with that. I've been a fan of Lee since the fall, and because I love I love all the films that Tarsem does, and you speak Tarsem. So The Fall is such a powerful movie, and I told you that while we were in costumes, in character too. And you were so mean. You were like, oh yeah. Now I know you were just
Method
Ronan.
with my renegade alien.
Well, that actually brings up a question that I think, a lot of folks, they know what you look like, but you have all played roles where you have literally disappeared into the character. And whether it's prosthetics or whether it is a hair change or just completely opposite your personality, whether it is Cable or it is the Elven King, or whether it is an Avatar movie where you're blue for the entire movie, a beautiful blue, but blue. What do you feel like you've kind of learned in playing those roles where you really have to depend on so many other variables, prosthetics, sometimes things that move in your costume, green screens, and really being able to bring those characters across, because people are in love with those characters. They connected with those characters even underneath all of that makeup? Or did you just like, well, we got to do this. It's great.
I don't really have a cynical approach. I just allow the little girl that lives inside of me to just play. When you're little, especially when you come from humble means, all you have is your imagination, and that's all you need. Your universe is just, it's infinite. And I guess playing green and blue characters gave me the ability to not be boxed in, to not allow somebody to box me in for my gender or my race or my accent. And I was able to then really rely on my own passion, my own willingness to achieve a full, character. Therefore, I didn't need anybody to help me fail. I needed to just win, and be Gamora and be Neytiri, and I found absolute freedom in space. Yeah.
I don't even know how to follow up. We're done with the panel, guys. Sorry. Josh, for fans out there who your track record of movies is long, but I remember first seeing you in Goonies.
That was
Brad.
only a couple of years ago.
It just came out about 5 or 6 years ago. You're right. But each of your roles, although some of them have like this commonality of gruff and law enforcement, you played a lot of diversity in these roles. Like there is a breadth to the roles that you played. But Thanos, what drew you to the character, and did you find that there was anything challenging about kind of getting into a role of someone who isn't necessarily a villain? Isn't necessarily a good person?
But I think that comes afterwards. I think after you play it, you go into it, at least with me in this, you go into it, it's the villain. I mean, when I first said yes to this, I was doing Everest in London, and I had said no to a few of those bigger films, and I just didn't see myself in that at that moment. I was focused on other things. So when they came with this and they said, we'll bring you a Bible, and he's purple, and he's the bad guy, and he's not an Avenger. And I was like, cool, I like it. Okay, so drop off the big Bible. And I looked at the Bible, and I was like, he's kind of weird looking. It's kind of different, but it was intended to be small. It was intended to be Guardians of the Galaxy, or I think Age of Ultron, or whatever. It was a small thing. And then they had this idea. But to me, like, playing this thing was so much fun because, you would say that to an audience like this. Are you going to say, no, I hated playing it and all that? It's just kind of in with the, you buy the ticket and I tell you how great it was, kind of thing. But it actually was great because when you act in these roles and you tortured and characters and being on stage and all this kind of stuff, where this was like going back to like Lower East Side black box theater when you have no money. You're totally it's all imagination. Yep. You don't know what you're looking at.
In a unitard.
In a unitard. In a onesie. And who doesn't want to wear a onesie?
I don't know. The onesies are great.
No, but it's true. And then sometimes the actors are there and sometimes they're not. And sometimes you're doing it to nothing and they're telling you, listen, the ship is doing this, and you're having to imagine it. So it's like being a kid again and reading Ray Bradbury books or Isaac Asimov books. And when your imagination was first set up for the first time as a kid, it's like reliving that all over again. So to me, this was like the greatest experience. I don't want to do it forever because I don't want to get used to it, because the experience itself was really, really special. And then you see how the movie turns out and you're like, oh man. And then it's big. And then you go, oh man. And then all the people show up and you go, oh man. This is good. This is good. So, yeah.
So this is kind of a fan question that I got for Lee. You have played a pie maker, an elven king, a vampire, a Kree warrior. If you could play one of those characters for the next 10 years, what would it be and why?
Oh, that's a tough one. Ned. Yeah, Deadly Ned. I mean, it was such a great time in my life when I was shooting that. So I would love to go back to that. I would love to play him again.
I love it.
It was
The pie maker who raises people from the dead.
And he's unstoppable, Ned. I'd like to see Ned next to Thanos. What do you think would happen?
Oh, that's
I mean,
a good question.
he's not much of a fighter, Ned, but you could be unlucky. If you're next to him.
I mean, if you're not paying attention. So Josh, you played in a little movie called Milk. It's one of my favorite movies. It is another movie where you played an antagonist, but a very critical, necessary antagonist to tell the story and to really set the tone. Have you, and it being Pride today, also shout out to the shirt. Since that movie, what was the impact that you saw from that movie? And do you feel like that there was any response, in your opinion, of that movie? I loved it. Just
that. You
caveat.
loved it. And that's the response. And I've had a lot of people go and say, I loved it. And it did. We were at we went down to the parade this morning. We got up early and went down there, and we weren't able to see it start, but we saw a lot of people, and we were in the midst of it, and we took pictures and all that. And it's a great thing to be a part of, and you see how happy they are. You see how happy the congregation of it all. It's like we are celebrating ourselves. We're given a week, but really it's every day. And that's that thing when you do a movie like that. I was living above the Castro. And I'm playing the guy who kills Harvey Milk and Mayor Moscone, and I would go down and eat in the Castro, and I was worried. It's like, this is where it all happened. But guys would come up to me one after the other, and they said, it's so great that you're doing this, man. This means so much to us, in the gay community. So that's huge when you have a real community reacting to something that you're doing, a leap of faith that you're taking, hoping that it has a positive impact. So yeah, it was great. It's a great movie to do. It's a great movie to be involved in. And you want to have an impact in this business as opposed to just get paid and go home and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
So, Zoe, you have really set a tone and created a space within sci-fi genre movies. It is, for women of color, it is amazing. And for all women, to be very honest, for all women, just seeing a badass, smart, in every single one of those roles, from Uhura to Gamora, your characters seem to be the best of the best. Please say that we're going to see you in more sci-fi genre roles. And if you could pick your own, is there a dream role that you have?
I mean, I live in space, and I don't think it's a coincidence that I ended up, playing science fictional characters in my profession, because growing up, like, I would read Dune, and I would read what was the Blade Runner short story that I would just read it over and over and over again. Thank you. I mean, I was a Bene Gesserit every other Halloween if I wasn't a ninja. I needed role models that reflected strength and empowerment, and because those were the women that I had around me. Yeah, like we weren't in space and things like that, but my great grandma, my grandma, my mom, my aunts, all the neighbors around me, these were women that sometimes they were single moms in Queens, New York, and they were working 2 jobs and they raised 4 kids. So they were superheroes, and every time I would turn on the TV, I didn't see them. I saw these damsels in distress, or these gorgeous women that were, exploited for their sex or for their beauty, or their vulnerability was not respected. And I only had Ellen Ripley and Whoopi Goldberg and Sarah Connor, and I idolized them, and I would play every movie that these superheroes were in. I would just watch these stories over and over again. And so I if you don't have what you need, you make it out. You make it for yourself. So I became my own superhero, and because I do want women to know that we're so multi-layered, and we're so complex, and we're so unapologetic, and we don't need to ask permission, and we don't need to, just because we ask for help doesn't mean we're helpless. So I wanted to play characters to offset that imbalance. There was a huge imbalance when I started doing all these films, and we didn't have enough female superheroes. So I did them. It's fun. It's a lot of work. Now that I'm older, my hips hurt, my knees hurt. Like, I have to warm up for every fight sequence, but it's so worth it.
Well, we are glad that you did.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did.
'Cause I'm like my mom, I talk a lot.
Like, you gave me extra, and I normally when I just sit here and I'm staring, like, yes, keep talking. As you can see, I wrangle panels. So this is a fan question for you, Josh. It is not a serious question, but there may be a serious answer. If you were to do a rap battle.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah, those fans know where this is coming from. Let's just say you and Deadpool, as Cable, have a rap battle. Would Cable win? And what would be Cable's rap name? The rest of the panel.
Good luck, man. Yes, Cable would win. I don't know, man. What would Cable's rap name be? What? Cable One? Nah, man, we can do better than that. Like, how about C for Cable and then Steel for the arm, so you call him C Steely?
Done.
No, that sounds more like the Pride Parade.
What about broadband?
I'm Cable and I'm C Steely. And I rap, and I'm the best rapper here.
DJ C. Seeley.
C Steely.
Done.
I'm sticking with that.
I like it.
Word up.
All right, so we're going to do a little bit of a fun thing. I am going to say this very slowly and very calmly, and fans are going to wait for the mic to come out before they go run up. But we are going to do a question and answer. You give us 1 second to get the mic. Don't run over, folks. Slowly and politely. Awesome. Look at that. You let somebody get ahead of you. Fans are so sweet. So here's the deal. Always make sure that you say your name and where you're from, because you know their names, and a lot of you know where they're from because it's on their Wikipedia page. So let's just be fair. And also, one question. Can everybody repeat after me? One question? Awesome. All right. Who are you and where are you from?
Hey, how you doing? My name is Caesar. I come from San Jose, California. And Josh, thank you so much for your work. You know, I used to be scared of Chucky, and then you came in, and I was like, okay.
What? What'd you say?
I used to be scared of Chucky.
Okay.
Then Thanos came in, and I was
Right on.
like, okay, that's a little more scary.
Okay.
Zoe,
You're allowed.
amazing. I just have a quick question. When you guys were little, like let's say you're from your 5 to 10, maybe you guys had like a favorite superhero. Which one was it, and like why? Actually, it's for the three of you guys. Thank you.
Silver Surfer.
I'm gonna say Mighty Mouse.
I was Silver Surfer too, and secretly I liked Wonder Woman, but don't tell anybody that. Seriously, man.
Your secret's safe with everyone watching on the live stream. Okay.
I'm gonna try to say this without crying. My, my name is Maddie. I'm here from Washington.
Lady, we're here. Take your time. We're here.
I was recently signed to an acting agency here in Seattle, and as the Marvel actors being my biggest role models in the industry, I was wondering if you have any, and I'm moving to LA soon by myself, and I was wondering if you have, like, what's your best advice for someone that's moving there by themselves?
Best advice for someone who's moving to LA by themselves.
No,
I was gonna say get a Thomas guide, but that's when I moved to LA. You don't need that anymore.
No, I honestly, if you want to be an actor, class, education is everything. You know, because having the passion is just the first step. It's a great step. It's the most important step, is to have the will and the passion. The next step is the skill that you have to obtain through training. So find yourself a really good class, and that way you know you have your class to go to after you come home from work, and you're just sort of like curbing your craft, you're mastering your craft.
That is such great advice, and I want to what it also gives you is community.
That's what I was going to say.
You know, because like the best thing about acting is the great people you get to work with.
Yeah.
You know, so the more you build that community around you, the better the experience will be. Totally. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, y'all. How's it going?
Hi.
Good.
My name's Diego. I'm from Texas. My question is, everything okay? My question is, what Hogwarts houses would you be?
What Hogwarts houses would you be from Harry Potter?
I've never seen Harry Potter. I don't know. I don't
Okay,
know.
it's not.
It's
I'm
no,
sorry,
it's
I've
okay.
never seen it.
But it's okay.
I'm 40. It just it missed
Guys.
me. It was the gap. I.
It felt weird. It felt
I'm so
weird going to the
sorry.
movies with all these little kids. It felt really weird. I didn't see it too. I only saw the first one. So I wouldn't know. I'm so sorry.
I'm pretty sure she would be a Hufflepuff.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that.
Okay, it sounds
Got
good.
you. I'm pretty sure Lee would be Gryffindor. And Josh would be Slytherin. You're welcome.
We'll take it.
All right, next question.
Hi, I'm Naya. I'm from right here in Seattle. We all know how Rhodey in Endgame would have killed Thanos, whether he had the chance, you know, the baby Thanos. So my question is for all three of you. Like, not as your characters, just yourselves. What would you do to try and kill Thanos?
What would be your method of killing Thanos? I don't know if Zoe would kill. Zoe looks like she wouldn't harm a fly.
I did. I killed him in Infinity War, and then he came back. Ugh. You know what? I would.
I would like to request that you refrain from snapping on stage.
You know what? I think I would lock him in a room with Nebula, and I would let her have a go.
Good answer.
Indirect but solid.
Yeah. What would I do? I wouldn't kill myself like that other guy did. I mean, that was a massive sacrifice. I don't know, man. You can't kill Thanos. Don't kill Thanos. I have one fan here.
I'm Audrey. I'm from here. Well, actually, I grew up in Bothell, and I'd like to ask all of you, who, in your opinion, is the strongest Avenger?
Who, in your opinion?
I'm not an Avenger, sorry.
I mean, you were on that battlefield. One of you was.
Who's the strongest Avenger? You know what? I'm a Captain America. Because I'm such a patriot. But we all know it's Thor, whatever.
I love Natasha Romanoff. I love that character. I think she's so tough. She's as tough as they come.
Yeah, I don't know is it? I mean, I broke Captain America's shield, so whatever.
Next
Thor's
question.
not really that tough, but man, is he good looking.
Facts.
Hi, I'm Betsy from the Bay Area. I was just wondering if you had a favorite song from the Guardian soundtrack.
Oh.
Impossible to pick one.
I know.
One of the best soundtracks ever.
You know, I was saying all the, the songs that James has chosen of David Bowie, because I'm such a Bowie fan. But I have to say that the Runaways Cherry Bomb is kind of cute. Cherry Bomb.
Do you know what I also loved in Guardians 2 was that Fathers and Son, that Cat Stevens song.
Yes,
that he
it's so
played
beautiful.
At like the perfect moment.
It's
It
so
was
true.
Artful.
All right.
Hi, so my name is Mary Madeline Rowe, and I was here yesterday for the They Reach panel, and I'm an actress too, so how do you get that opportunity that takes your craft to the next level? Is my question.
You mean for acting?
Yeah.
I mean, opportunity. You can. Sometimes it's luck, and sometimes it's absolute dedication and work and sacrifice. If you believe in what you want to do, then you train and you create a community around you, and you educate yourself on everything that cinema has been offering us since the beginning of cinema. Because cinema, history, film history is really beautiful. That way you understand what kind of actor you want to be, what kind of artist you want to be, by knowing your filmmakers and knowing your cinematographers and knowing all these amazing music composers and stuff like that. I just know because I wasn't that educated on it when I started acting. But creating a community throughout, when I went to school, all of my friends were just so lyrical when it came to talking about their favorite this and their favorite that. And then I would do that research, and then I fell in love, and I repurposed my craft all over again by understanding my history. In order for me to know where I'm going, I need to know where we've come from.
Chris from Oklahoma, and my question is for Josh and Zoe. With Neytirian, Avatar, Thanos in the Avengers flicks, you're doing these amazing dramatic performances, but you're covered in the little motion capture dots, you're wearing the ridiculous onesies. What's your secret for pulling off a dramatic scene while being covered in all that stuff?
You don't know how it's going to turn out until you guys see it and your reaction. So I was never that guy to do a scene in theater or on film and go, yes, nailed it. Ever. Because anytime I thought I nailed it, it was not very good. And anytime I thought I completely screwed it up, it actually turned out pretty good. So in film, editing and this and music and that. But, when you're in a scene like with Zoe in Infinity War, there was something that we did a scene and then we ended up doing it again. They rewrote it and we did it again. And there was something that happened in the writing, or maybe we were more comfortable that day, or whatever it was, that there was a connection that we didn't have the first time we did it around. So that connective thing is really nice. But whether you know it's going to turn out good, to me, acting is a very humiliating and embarrassing process. It's just, it's your willingness for that to be okay, so you give yourself to it 100%. 1,000%. You're willing to be an idiot for a short period of time in order to give yourself total conviction so that when you guys watch it, you believe it, you know? And whatever lends to that, to me, is important. Because it's like what Zoe was saying before, storytelling is a very, very old art, and it is an art. There's many different aspects and facets of that art. But to sit down and to, you know, to be told a story and to get on that magic carpet ride of any story that your grandfather told you or whatever, and to be transported into a fictional place, there's nothing better, man. There's nothing better. So conviction, I think.
Hi there. So my name's Brian. I'm from Oregon, and this question is for Josh. So my question is, now that Disney bought Fox and the multiverse is being set up, would you like to see your character Cable come into the MCU?
Wait, Disney bought Fox?
Yes.
No. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I've been calling them and like, so what's the deal with Cable, man? It's seriously, like 100% serious. And they're figuring it out, you know? It's a big world now. It just got much, much bigger. So who knows? Who knows?
Okay. Hi, my name's Kian. I'm from Lancaster, California, and my question's for Lee. Okay, in this question, there's only one universe. There's no multiverse.
Okay.
And you're Ned in this universe.
Okay.
But you're Ned in space. Do you touch Loki or no? Because is he really dead or not?
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, you're good.
Do you want to be responsible for that?
I don't know. But if I touch Loki, then who dies? It depends on who's standing near Loki. This is the problem, you know? Thanos, I guess. I mean, if it's that scenario specifically, then absolutely I'll touch Loki. But I don't know, because Loki is always up to something. It's a tough question. In true Ned style, I'll let someone else answer it. Yeah.
You should be a writer.
Hi, I'm Amber from Bainbridge Island, or you can call me Ronan. My question is for
You look
Lee,
so cool.
but
I know.
everybody can answer. We met Deborah Ann Woll this weekend, and she was great. She said she actually cosplays. So the question is, if you could cosplay as any character from any universe or any fandom, who would you cosplay as?
Oh,
Yeah.
I love this question.
That's a great cosplay. Who would you cosplay as?
Who do you cosplay? Do y'all have an answer for it? Let me think. Boy. I'm going to cosplay Gamora. Like Galaxy Gamora, like the first one Gamora.
Oh, with the big, with
like
that.
the whole thing.
Oh,
you know, like
knock
really
yourself
looking
out.
good. You know?
I'll cosplay Ronan.
Right?
Each other.
Each other. Friends.
Zoe, probably rehearsing from yesterday. I'm Alex. I'm from Renton, which is south of here.
Get a little closer to the mic for me.
John Delancey, better known as the guy who plays Q from Star Trek, was the first guest star on My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic. And one of the questions he was asked following that was explaining the process of how he actually got it, explaining the process of when he was called in. So I sort of now reserve that to most of the guest stars that have come in. So Zoe, what was the process? Walk us through what happened when you were called in to voice Captain Solano in the Friendship is Magic movie?
Say it again. Say it again.
Walk us through the process of what happened when you were called in to voice Captain Solano in the Friendship is Magic movie.
You're so adorable. The process. Thank you for your question. They called me up and they asked me if I can be a part of the cast because they were getting ready to do a film of My Little Pony that was going to be based on friendship and overcoming adversity. And I thought, okay, this is so amazing because I'm so about kumbaya and mission driven and all that stuff. Then they asked me if I can sing. And I acted like I didn't hear the question. But I said yes, because as an actor, we have massive FOMO, so we don't like to say no to anything. So I said yes, and it turned out to be the most amazing experience. I love the song that they wrote for me to do. And when they told me about the story and about all the My Little Ponies coming together and fighting, whatever enemies they needed to face, I just thought that this was the kind of thing that I wanted to be a part of, because when my kids are old enough to watch this, that they would be proud that I stand for things that are most beneficial to humanity.
Hello. My name is Sarah. I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm a high school teacher, and I wanted to ask all of you if you had any life advice you would like to give to young people. And also, could you give a shout out to my high school? It's Channelview High School.
Hey, Channelview High School.
Channelview High School.
Hola, Channelview High School.
Hola.
What was the question again?
Any advice?
Life advice. Oh, I got a ton. How much time have you got? God, I don't want to be too serious.
No, but yeah, be serious. It's nice. Yeah. But I'm a girl. I love being serious.
You put them on the spot.
I keep waiting for one of them to jump in, and they're not doing it.
They're not coming to
So
save
Ned,
you.
It's like
So
when you
Ned.
were looking at me before and I was asked a question and you just nodded. Suck it up.
I would say lean in. Honestly, lean in.
That's exactly what you were going to say, wasn't it, Lee?
Whoever
I do
makes
have
you
one.
feel really good about yourself, whoever really, really sees you, if it's a neighbor or somebody in your school, if it's not a parent or an immediate family member, if it's a friend, a counselor, just lean into that feeling that makes you feel seen and makes you feel healthy and makes you feel hopeful.
I would say develop your mind. Use that time at school to get your mind inspired and developed, and then when you're old enough, vote, because it is so important. It is so important. It's the biggest voice you've got, and if you don't take it, then you're a dummy. So
This is the time in the panel that I become the least popular person in the room.
do you have advice, right?
Josh is like,
Don't do what I did. No, I mean, look, you have, right now we have social media, that's what I was thinking, with social media and all this stuff, and even with the girl who was talking about being an actress before. It's very, very tough right now. There's a lot of judgment. There's no way not to get sucked into it. And the thing is it's hard to know within all that judgment and all that back and forth, that immediacy of the back and forth comments and judgment and all that of social media, you start to lose yourself within that. And where we were most blessed is we didn't have that. So we got to feel uncomfortable. We got to have the silence. We got to have those dark moments to be able to go through in order to create your character, who you uniquely are. So release yourself from those moments and allow yourself the silence to find who you uniquely are, and then find ways to celebrate it. And
Now
then go
I get,
back to social media and then like my pictures.
Now I get to be the most unpopular person in the room. This is the last fan question. Sorry, y'all. I wish
Let's just stay. Let's just stay all night.
You're just gonna make me the bad guy,
Just do
aren't
all
you?
the questions.
I'm
kidding.
pretty sure that we have a panel with Taron Egerton coming up. So we gotta cut it short. I'm sorry, Lee. You know I don't
okay,
like
it's
telling you
okay.
no. So, last question.
My name is Michaela. I'm from Morgan Hill, California. My question is for Zoe. So Guardians of the Galaxy, she kind of gets stuck with the rest of the crew, Star-Lord and all of them. But in Endgame, we see her come back before she met them. So do you think Zoe, do you think Gamora would find her way back onto the team and find those same relationships, particularly with Peter Quill again? Or do you think she would not go to, because she knows that's where they know her from and she's not that Gamora yet?
I mean, it all depends, the technical answers, it all depends on what Marvel and James Gunn desire to do with the Guardians and with Gamora's fate. I would eventually, there's a part of me that wants her to go back, find her way back to the Guardians, but there's also a part of me that wants to explore a bad Gamora. I've never seen that, and she's, she's considered the most lethal assassin, the most lethal woman in the galaxy. So I would want to see what that wrath looks like. Also because it would just give me just layers to sort of work on. But yeah, I wanted to get back to the Guardians. Before we leave, can I have everybody sing happy birthday to my brother?
Oh my gosh, absolutely.
Guys, I have like a super cheesy request, but I was wondering if you guys can help me with this. It is my brother-in-law's birthday today, and I'm missing it. Can you guys help me sing him happy birthday? Okay, not yet. Thank you so very much. I'm gonna copy Chris Pratt here, and I'm gonna start the video, and then I'm gonna showcase you guys. Okay? All right. Hi, Jared. It's Zoe, and I'm here with my crew, and we all wrote you a song, and we hope you like it. And it's called Happy Birthday. And they're all gonna help me sing it, so here we go. Oh shit, wait, okay, here we go. I cursed too, I'm so sorry. I did it. No, was I recording it? I was recording it. Hold on, guys, wait, I gotta test this. Oh, I did it. Oh, technology. I know, but I'm gonna start again. Okay, here we go. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Lights, please. Happy birthday, dear Jared. Happy birthday to you. What? Thank you, guys.
That was amazing. And thank you, Josh. Thank you, Joey. Thank you, Lee. We have one more thing to do. And it's take a picture. Everyone stand up for me. All right. Oh, not on stage. We just safety concerns. So
Picture like this, you guys.
we are going, oh, that is amazing.
1, 2.